Hi there, it's Troy Francis, dating coach, writer, consultant. So listen, I am here to deliver 3 coaching videos for you in order to help you optimize your success in the dating marketplace in 2020. Okay, and all of this is in anticipation of the launch of my program, the Charisma and Dating Academy, which goes live for 5 days only. There's only 5 days that you can join between the 30th of April and May the 4th. But this series of 3 videos that we're doing now, it's free, it's completely gratis, and the reason that I'm doing them is really to celebrate the launch of the program, but also because I know from the work that I do with guys like you, guys all over the world, that there is a need for help in the current dating marketplace, okay? What we are finding increasingly as guys is that the contemporary dating marketplace, as we find it now, is weighted against us. It's becoming increasingly difficult, and it doesn't look like there's any chance of that situation easing anytime soon, all right? First of all, though, I have to, of course, refer to the elephant in the room, which is the current situation with the global pandemic and lockdown and so on and so forth. Now, if you thought dating was hard before March 2020, then currently it's certainly a lot more difficult because no one can go out. And if you go out, then somebody calls the police. So let's be under no illusions, right? Right now is doubly difficult in terms of dating. Now, I think people are getting success with online dating techniques and so on and so forth. But in general, right now, and when this video goes out, this is not really the time to think, okay, I'm going to launch my dating career. I'm going to launch myself into the game soon, because clearly that's a little bit unrealistic. But as I've been saying in recent content, I think actually what is really useful about this period of time is that we've got an opportunity just to sit back for a bit and take stock and actually work on ourselves, okay? So right now is probably not the time that you're going to be going out and meeting lots of 8s, 9s and 10s in the street and having these amazing experiences and writing about them on the internet and virtually high-fiving your friends. That's kind of not going to happen. But, we have to accept things as they are and do the best thing possible. And for me, the best thing possible right now, as I say, is to work on oneself, to work on your projects and to work on your self-development, which is why releasing a course like this, releasing these training videos now, I think the time is absolutely ideal, because what better time is there than when we all have a little bit of extra time on our hands because we're not going out, we're not partying, we're not doing anything, than now to actually look at ourselves and think, well, how can I improve? How can I make those tweaks? How can I take myself to the next level? And this is going to be needed because, let me tell you something else for nothing. There is about to be an explosion in the dating marketplace of such seismic proportions that we've just never seen it before in our lifetimes, okay? So why is that? Well, to be frank, everyone in the planet pretty much has been locked up and forced into lockdown and restricted in terms of their movements and behaviour for weeks and in some cases months, and that's going to continue for some period of time, right? So what do you think is happening to the global population as a result of these lockdowns? Do you think it's making them less horny or more horny? It's a joke question. I think the answer is pretty obvious. And look, I'm not here to downplay the seriousness of what's happening, the seriousness of the pandemic, etc., etc. Yes, that is a very serious matter and it needs to be treated accordingly. However, the reality of the situation is we have a lot of people who were used to socialising when they wanted and doing whatever they wanted and being very free in their behaviours, and that's suddenly been taken away. And when those restrictions start to ease, to put it bluntly, those people are going to go pretty crazy. And that's going to be, of course, guys, because, of course, guys are missing being able to go out and and interact with girls and have those crazy experiences, but it's also affecting the girls as well, right? It's probably affecting the girls even more. I was on a show with John from Modern Life Dating the other day, and he was telling me about the levels of thirst that he's seeing in women that he's interacting with on different platforms like Twitch and Instagram and so on and so forth. We know that the dating apps right now are going nuts. The dating apps are going absolutely crazy with all these frustrated people, just trying to find a connection somehow. And for myself, just like scrolling through Instagram and stuff like that, I am seeing incredibly attractive girls on Instagram complaining about how horny they are because they can't get out and meet everybody, meet anybody. So what all of this means is that there is pent-up desire in the marketplace. So, Trump may have spoken about a bounce in the economic market when we come out of this, but there's also going to be a bounce in the dating market as well, right? Because, human sexuality is the most powerful force in our society, and you can't hold it down forever, right? You can hold it down for a period of time, but it's not going to go away. It's not going anywhere, right? And so, as I say, when this starts to ease, when we start to come out of this, we are going to see some pretty crazy activity happening on a global scale in terms of dating in the sexual marketplace. So all of that may sound great. You might think, okay, fine, I get what you're saying, I understand that. But here's the next thing, right? In order to be in the best possible position to indulge in that, to take advantage of that, to have a great time with all these other people out there who are having this crazy time, you are going to have to be prepared. You are going to have your stuff together, because make no mistake, even in a situation where there's pent-up demand and where there's going to be something of a Mardi Gras kind of atmosphere in some places when we come out of this, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a free-for-all, okay? And the people who are going to win out, if you want to put it like that, in that scenario, are going to be the same people that win out now. That is to say, the chats, or the guys who have their stuff together, who are well presented, who are good look good, who are well groomed. Good looking helps, not essential, but that obviously those things help, money, all that kind of stuff. So the people that are going to win out are going to be the people who score highly on those attributes, and also who score highly on social adeptness and the ability to present in a cool way. Okay. Now, if you don't feel that you fall into one of those categories, if you feel that you are somewhat lacking in one of those or more of those areas, then you need to get a handle on things now, right? Because you don't want to be left at the end of this period when everybody else out there is having a great time and it's summer and all that kind of thing. You want a piece of that action. You don't want to be left behind, sitting in the kitchen, as it were, like watching everybody else have fun. But as I say, the great thing is we've got a bit of time now because perhaps you're working from home, perhaps you've got some time out or whatever. You're certainly not going to the club every night, so you've probably got Friday and Saturday night, right? To work on this stuff and to actually work on yourself and to put yourself in the best possible position for when we come out of this, okay? Aside from the current pandemic situation, there are other, of course, problems in the dating marketplace, largely caused by the internet and by the connectivity of the dating apps, okay? And I've talked about this at length before, so I won't go into it in massive detail here, but the truth of the matter is we now operate in a global dating marketplace. So sweet little Sally from the corner shop, who you always fancied when you were growing up, that cute girl who's grown into a cute woman and everything else, she's got an Instagram page. She's got 26,000 followers on there. She posts lots of pictures of her wearing cute outfits and her bikini sometimes and things like that. She can be contacted from high-value men anywhere on the planet, okay? She can receive DMs from guys in Dubai, in Monaco, in Monte Carlo, in Los Angeles, in Las Vegas, wherever. She is, the market has blown open. Okay, and this has really only happened in the last 10 years, 10 years. In this to the scale that it is now. Obviously, there were dating sites before, but the scale and the ease that now that we have, of people connecting globally is just unprecedented in the whole of human history. And obviously you have Tinder as well and the other dating apps. So what all of this means is that there is huge competition now in the market that wasn't there before in the same way. Of course, there was always competition. You know, women have always gone for the best possible mate that they can get naturally. But there's now global competition in a way that we haven't seen before. So that means for the average dude, it's harder than it's ever been before, okay, out there. Let's make no bones about it. At the same time, it's also easier than it's ever going to be again, right? Because, you know, let's face it, these technologies are not going back in the bottle. This stuff is only going to increase. The precision and the range of these things is only going to increase, right? This is not something that's going to go away. You know, this is the new normal, and actually, if anything, it's going to grow exponentially, right? So at the moment, we're in a bit of a sweet spot, and the truth of the matter is this, though, as well. As a guy, you have access to all of those same tools that girls are using to further their opportunities in the dating market, and if you construct your life in a good way, then you know you can live the life that a prince 100 years ago could only have dreamt of. That is to say, you can date women all over the world, you can travel pre-virus is, you know, relatively easy, relatively inexpensive. Let's hope that it comes back to those levels. It will, you know. You can work remotely, you can make an income from your laptop, as we're seeing now with people working from home, anywhere on the planet. You can have an amazing, amazing life, but you need to have X factor. You need to be able to stand out from the market. Why? Because there's that global competition, because there's that global connectivity. And if you are not able to stand out, if you're not able to be magnetic in person and online, but in person when you meet her for a date, if you're not able to walk up to somebody in a completely cold, in a social setting or out and about in public, begin a conversation with them and draw them into your world, then you are operating at a disadvantage. And right now, what you need to be doing is focusing on holistic game. That is to say, you need to be using all of the opportunities that are open to you in order to meet new women, okay? So that is the dating apps, 100% for sure, but it's also Instagram for sure. But more importantly than that, it's real life, okay? And again, I know the virus is here at the moment, but I'm talking about as that starts to ease. You need to be adept at starting conversations with people in public and making those conversations effective so that they lead to telephone numbers, dates, and more. And the way that you do that is that you come across in a charismatic, radically differentiated manner, that you have a certain degree of danger about you, not in a sinister way, but you have a certain degree of that bad boy archetype about you. So you're not just a pushover, you're not just a nice guy, you've got a little bit of edge to you. You've got to have a little bit of that, okay? And then you need to know the precise techniques for how the dating marketplace really operates in 2020 and the best way to use game and dating techniques in order to make it work for you, right? And if you get all of that stuff down, then you will have an amazing, amazing life, love life, and life in general, under the current circumstances, okay? And again, I would reiterate, obviously the virus is here at the moment, we have lockdown, but look at the pressure that's being put on governments to open up. Look at the governments that are starting to ease restrictions even now. This is not going to last forever, okay? We are going to start to see restrictions being eased, probably in a tiered way, across the world very, very soon, okay? And you want to be ready for when that happens, right? And that's why the Charisma and Dating Academy is for you. It's a 10-hour video course. It goes through all of the things that I've been talking about. It goes into depth about the realities of the dating marketplace as it exists now. It talks about charisma, what it is, how you can acquire it, how you can magnify it in yourself. It talks about the bad boy archetype and how you can sprinkle and, spice yourself up, your authentic personality with a bit of that bad boy archetype. Then it talks about how you can radically differentiate yourself from the herd. So you're not just another boring normie, right? You've got something else going on for you. And then there's a deep, deep dive into game techniques. 10 hours worth of stuff. We're going to have Zoom webinars as well to support you. So there's going to be a week's worth of Zoom webinars, 2 a day. 10 of them in total in order to go through the material and to really coach you in practice. There's a Telegram group as well for support until the end of the year, and lots of other cool bonuses. It's an amazing package. It's only open for 5 days from April 30th until the 4th of May. Anyway, all of that being said, this 3-part video coaching series is going to continue in a day or so. I'm going to be sending out the next video in this series by email, and I'm going to be teaching you in the next video a technique which radically altered my game. And if you just were to learn one technique that's going to change everything out for you, it is this. And in fact, this technique, and it's kind of a mindset and it's kind of a technique, it's somewhere between the two. This tool, if you like, I would say is now essential in the dating marketplace as it stands. If you're not doing this, then you're just not in the game. Okay, so you need to know this tool. So I'm going to be sending out the next email with the link for that video in the next day or so. So look out for that. Do watch the video. And in the meantime, if you've got any questions for me about what I've talked about today, about the program itself, Charisma and Dating Academy, or anything else, then don't hesitate just to drop me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com. And I will speak to you again very soon. Bye-bye.